Hey YouTube, this is the first update video on the build of the KitFox 41200 or Classic 4. I want to do a short little walk around of all the new changes, things we've worked on, and then I also have time lapses of the different parts that we worked on, the build processes. So yeah, let's get to it. The first thing, most notable thing, if you saw the last video, we didn't have this front cowling on. We have it installed. It comes on super easy, easy to take off and put back on. It just uses these quick fasteners right here. We'll later take this off and repaint it, fix this like exposed fiberglass and all that. Coming back over here into the cockpit, a couple things. Looking in a little bit, you can see the cowling also has these like small little air vents, which is just kind of cool. The doors, you see these are the gas struts that are used to open up the doors. The one that we had come with on this side was just like out of gas or something had leaked out. And so it didn't have any like springiness to it. But now, as you can see, opens up perfectly. We had to replace it. So now it works. Looking at the other side, get this door. One thing we're planning on doing is we're going to have like a stop right here because it's kind of finicky, as you can see. It like wants to come in all the way, which is just not where the door shut lines up. But we got it here. You'll see down here we have the plane up on jacks. We have these wheels taken off. We have some new tires coming in that we're going to replace. They're just a little bit better, so that's why it's like that. On this side, I'm not going to open up the door because, again, it's annoying. Under our temporary cushions, we installed a little bit of storage space, which is kind of cool. Over here, you'll see, if you remember, in the first video, this was like exposed aluminum. We primed it up just because we don't want it corroding over time. But yeah, we did take that off, put that back on. It all comes together with these fasteners, which I just wanted to talk about. These are like $50 a piece. It's insane. It's crazy. A single one of these fasteners, $50. Unbelievable. But yeah, we have these wooden stake kind of thing running down that we just added. Then back here, we also have the flaperons set up on sawhorses. We're going to paint these, prime them up, and just get them safe from corrosion. We also sanded the engine. Oh gosh. We also sanded the edges over here. So that's really smooth now. Pretty awesome. And then the final thing to look at real quick, we have these panels test fitted onto there. They fit just nice. This is just paneling for the back. Later we will have to take it off just for a little bit to install the rear stabilizer, that goes across like this. But for now we have these on. A lot of these things were just like also the front cowling will also have to take off later, but it's just better to put it on, make sure it all fits, and have all the pieces in one place. Lastly, we have the tail wheel springs installed. This was not fun to put on, I'm not gonna lie. These springs are very tight, very strong, but now that they're on, it all works pretty well. So yeah, that is the KitFox. Now on to some time lapses. Okay, so first up is the installation of the front cowling. As I said, this really comes on pretty easily. Here we are just working on both sides. There's some issue with the fit right there, but after that it was no problem. We had to put in each of the quick fasteners, get the top piece on, and yeah, that was pretty easy and is a pretty big thing. The next thing was working on drilling holes, expanding the holes right here for the spring in the tail wheel. It was just a little too small. It was a little finicky process, but eventually it took a couple tries. Yeah, this was probably like the hardest thing that we've done so far, but it wasn't too bad either way. We got the spring on. We'd also get the chain on later. I don't think we recorded that part. It was just like a pretty tight fit. We had to pull that. Next up, we're attaching some paneling onto the tail. This came on pretty easily. It was a pretty simple process. Yeah, not much to say about this. Here's the other side. Again, quite simple. And moving on, taking out the bolts from the old gas strut. and take on both sides, and then attaching the new ones, and then we have to put this on. This was kind of finicky because it's just like both of the bolt spots are in a pretty tight spot. We need to get it on tight, you know. Putting on the top bolt was a little easier, I think, than the bottom one. It was still tight. You have to like hold 2 wrenches and stuff. But it was on tight. Then we have this on. It's springy now. Works great. And so yeah, that's the replacement of the gas strut. And the final part was riveting on the kind of the paneling for the under seat storage. And so you'll see that happening. And then yeah, after that, that's all for this time. Here I am riveting. Stay tuned for more. I think this was about in total like 4 hours of work. But yeah, thank you guys for watching and stay tuned for more.